Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope your day and your week are going well so far. We've got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. We just hit 75K last week, so we're more than 75% of the way there. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and join the Guy Boston Sports community. Big thank you to everybody who helped out for the Kilimos Invite My Charity Golf Tournament, who donated, who bought tickets, all that stuff. It was a great success. We raised over $4,000 for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, so it was a great success. Next year, we're shooting for bigger and better, of course, but for this year, we did a really good job. So shout out to everybody who participated and who helped out. Really do appreciate it. Got a nice little tan going from the golf tournament on Sunday. And we're ready to go. Apologies, I know the video's been a little inconsistent of late between vacation and, the golf tournament and everything, but we're good. We're back now. We should be having videos pretty much almost every day moving forward here. So with that being said, let's dive into today's MLB Player Prop video. Got a few picks that I'm pretty excited about. Go ahead and jump right into the Outlier screen here, guys. If you don't know what Outlier is, they're the sponsor of today's video and every MLB Player Prop video here on the channel. There is a special link down below in the description for a 7-day free trial for yourself. It's the best sports betting tool in the market. It consolidates everything. It really is a nice, fantastic tool to utilize if you're looking to sports bet. So like I said, guys, one more time, there is that special link down below in the description. It gives you a 7-day free trial to check Outlier out for yourself. All right, guys, here we go. First prop of our slate. I have 6 props planned for today's MLB slate. The first of those 6 props, we're going Dodgers-Mets, 4:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Shohei Ohtani of the LA Dodgers under, that's right, under 2.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. This prop is available on BetMGM for -140, DraftKings for -145, and Underdog for -155. That is pretty strong here. You see 7 of his last 10 games, he has cashed the under. He's averaging 1.9 hits plus runs plus RBIs per game, but most importantly, in 5 of his last 6 games, he has cashed the under. So he's really been on a nice little cover streak here with this under. And even if you stretch that data to his last 20 games, a 60% hit rate. 12 of his last 20 games, he has cashed the under, averaging 2.75 hits plus runs plus RBIs per game. Of course, you see Shohei has a couple of really big games in there, but of late, the unders have been covering. And on the year so far, although it does show red, a 49% hit rate on the under, 26 out of 53 games, just shy of half the time this year. He's been cashing the under, again, averaging 2.75 hits plus runs plus RBIs per game, so it's not like he doesn't get production there, but you do see a good amount of under cashes there. And if we scroll down here to the bottom of the screen, this is where it really comes down to it, the head-to-head matchup. Shohei Ohtani versus Megel here. I gotta apologize. I suck when it comes. I don't know what it is. I'm European. I'm really good at pronouncing names. Like if you go to basketball, like the Euro League, I can pronounce everybody's name in that thing. Baseball, I don't know what it is, but Tyler Megel, I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% certain there. But Ohtani versus Megel, you see 2 plate appearances dating back 2018, and Ohtani has gotten nothing off of him. So a small sample size, but still relevant here. And you see Ohtani, his splits. Now, the one concerning thing here is you do see that his batting average versus right-handed pitchers, it does increase to 358. Ohtani is one of the best players in the game overall. He's hitting 336 this year. So, the batting average is always going to be pretty high. But you look at the other side of things with Tyler Megel, this is why I like this prop, is that his numbers versus left-handed batters, now, again, it's a small sample size, but it is pretty impressive. You see his ERA drops from 3 to 1.69 versus left-handed batters. Again, it's a very small sample size, but it is something to go off of. His batting average allowed goes from 219 to 211. So the numbers, and with OBA, 293. So overall, the numbers do drop. Again, smaller sample size. Is it a risk? Absolutely. But it is -140 for a reason here. Ohtani has been covering it a lot late. This is a pitcher who, again, and one more time I'm going to say it, small sample size, but what we've seen with him versus left-handed batters, it's been pretty good. Jumping over here to the MLB dashboard. I talked about this in the last MLB video, guys. This is the dashboard that Ev, the founder of Guy Boston Sports, my boss, he creates this. I'm showing you guys this. I probably shouldn't be showing you guys this because this is a exclusive, but I want you guys to take a look at what we got going on here. This is the MLB dashboard. I'm not going to show you everything we have here because that is an exclusive right. It's $2.99 a month. You join the Guy Boston Sports community, and you get access to the dashboard here. And you see we got a bunch of people already in the dashboard utilizing it there. It really is awesome. Ev puts all of this work in himself. He inputs all this data. Again, a lot of it is coming from Outlier, but it's a nice extension. Not everything that's on here is on Outlier and vice versa. Not everything on Outlier is on here. You put those two tools together, and it really does make a difference here. And you go ahead and look down below. Tyler Megle's numbers this year at pitching, you see versus left-handed hitters. Again, his WHIP 1.31, which you see the yellow. Obviously, I don't really need yellow is average. Orange, closer to red. Green obviously is good. Red bad. So just to show you guys what the colors basically indicate there. But obviously, the closer to red you get, the worse it is. The closer to green you get, the better. Yellow being, of course, right down the middle. So versus left-handed hitters here, you do see 1.31 WHIP. 2.76 FIP. You see average against 211. Strikeout rate 29.2%. The walk rate across the board is not very good. But you do see versus left-handed hitters a slightly better numbers than versus right-handed hitters. But overall, and again, it is a small sample size one more time, it's looking pretty good. So a pretty solid first prop for us here. All right, guys, second prop for today's slate. We're going Vaughn Grisham of the Boston Red Sox in the Red Sox-Orioles game, 6:35 p.m. first pitch. We're going Vaughn Grisham under 1.5 hits plus 1 runs plus RBIs. This is for -120 on DraftKings that I'm getting it for, but also available BetMGM underdog for -120, Prize Picks for -119. And again, like Ohtani, 8 of the last 10 games he's cashed the under. Now, his average of 0.8, not nearly as high as Ohtani's, but this is a pretty good prop here. Unlike Ohtani, not only is the recent data great, but the overall data on the season is great. Now, it's a small sample size. He's only played 18 games for the Red Sox this year, but in 13 out of 18 games, he has cashed the under. It's a 72% hit rate. Again, he hasn't played too many games, but he's averaging 1 hit plus run plus RBI per game. He had one big game there on May 5th versus Minnesota. Otherwise, you see a couple two hit/run/RBI games, but for the most part, the under has been a safe bet for him. And look at the head-to-head data. He's only played Baltimore one time as a member of the Red Sox, which was yesterday. He had 1 hit, no run, and no RBIs, an 11-3 win for Baltimore. And there's no head-to-head data here in terms of Rodriguez versus Grisham, but you see Vaughn Grisham this year versus right-handed pitchers. Slight decrease from the 149 batting average to 132. Overall, the data it's not very good for Vaughn Grisham. He hasn't been hitting the ball well in his first year with the Red Sox. And look at Rodriguez for Baltimore here. His ERA goes from 3.20 to 3.13. His batting average allowed does increase versus right-handed batters, but it doesn't make me too concerned. Again, going back to the MLB dashboard here, you see Grayson Rodriguez versus right-handed hitters down the board. Not terrible. You see orange, some sort of darker, some lime green, which means that, it's solid, not great, but it's solid. And obviously that strikeout rate, 29.4%. His ERA, 3.2 overall this year. And even when he comes out of the game, you see Baltimore's bullpen down below. They are in the top half of the league in ERA and top 5 in WHIP rank. So pretty good data there for this prop. All right, guys, third prop of today's slate. We're going Pirates, Tigers, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. We're going Joey Bart over half a base. This is going to be for -115 on DraftKings, but also you can get on Caesars for -109, a little bit better value. Also available on Prize Picks and on Underdog. And again, like the Vaughn Grisham pick, the data is pretty good. You see he's cashed this in 6 consecutive games for the Pirates, including the last game versus San Francisco on May 23rd. He had 6 total bases. So he's been covering it pretty consistently of late and on 2024 so far. Again, like Vaughn Grisham, only played 19 games this season, but in 19 games, a 63% hit rate for Joey Bart. 12 out of 19 games, he has cashed the over. That's an average of 1.63 bases per game. And the one time he's faced off with the Pittsburgh Pirates, with the Detroit Tigers, on April 8th, you see he had 1 total base, and it was a 7-4 win for Pittsburgh. Going down below here, the Joey Bart data, pretty good versus left-handed pitchers. Again, one more time, small sample size, only 20 plate appearances this year versus left-handed pitchers. But in those 21 plate appearances, a 316 batting average as opposed to his 267 batting average. 462 BABIP opposed to 324. Now, his ISO does drop significantly, and his extra base hit percentage goes down significantly, just 16.7. However, of course, we just need him to get 1 base, so a single gets the job done. We don't really need him to get a bunch of extra base hits here. Tyler Skubal, who's had a great year for the Tigers, you do see that his numbers also inflate a little bit. ERA jumps from 2.25 to 257. Batting average allowed 187 to 193. Slugging percentage goes up to 315. Extra base hit percentage 40%. Not significant jumps, but enough to make it noteworthy here. So again, another solid data prop here for Joey Bart. All right, guys, fourth prop of today's slate. We are about to hit the 10-minute mark in today's video, so go ahead and comment 10 down below if you have made it this far into the video. We're going Athletics Rays, 6:50 p.m. first pitch. We're going Isaac Paredes over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. We're getting that for -105 on DraftKings. Also available on BetMGM, Prize Picks, and on Underdog for varying odds. But it looks like DraftKings gives us the best value here. 5 of his last 10 games, he has cashed the over, averaging 2 hits plus runs plus RBIs per game. So far in 2024, a 54% hit rate, 27 out of 50 games. He has cashed the over, averaging 2.12. HRRs, I don't know how to abbreviate that a little bit better to make it a little easier to say. In the head-to-head data, 4 of the last 7 times he's faced off with Oakland, he has cashed the over. All those, of course, being last season, but still kind of relevant. Looking down below here at Paredes, you see a 303 batting average versus right-handed pitchers in 2024. So a pretty good sample size there. 168 plate appearances, 303 batting average. He's been hitting the ball pretty well off of right-handed pitchers this season. And going back to the dashboard, you go ahead and look up at the matchup here versus Mitch Spence of the Oakland A's. 4.09 ERA this year, but versus right-handed hitters, right-handed hitters, not hitchers. Right-handed hitters. Data is better than versus left-handed hitters. You see versus left-handed hitters, so pretty solid green data there. But versus right-handed hitters, it does decrease. A 261 batting average allowed against right-handed hitters. You see the strikeout rate goes down to 18.7%. His whip, 1.31, a 4 FIP. So overall, you do see the data does bode well for us here based on the matchup versus the right-handed batter like Paredes. All right, guys, 5th prop of today's slate. We're going Nationals Braves, 7:20 p.m. first pitch. We're going Jesse Winker of the Washington Nationals over a half total base. Getting it for -120 on DraftKings. It's pretty much available on all the other sportsbooks for about the same, although I haven't seen FanDuel once today. 5 of his last 10 games cashed the over, pretty similar to our last prop here. In 2024, a 51% hit rate for Jesse Winker, 25 out of 49 games, average of 1.35 total bases per game. And look at the head-to-head data. The one time he's faced off with Atlanta, which of course was last night, he had 2 total bases in what was an 8-4 win for the Natties. Now, at first glance, Jesse Winker's data versus left-handed pitchers does not look great. You see his batting average drops from 235 to 154. His BABIP. Apologies, guys, early in the morning. Still kind of getting my day going here. The only thing that looks better versus left-handed pitchers is his extra base hit percentage does jump up to 50%. But this is all about Max Fried, and Max Fried's numbers versus left-handed batters is horrendous. A 7.45 ERA versus left-handed batters, a 404 batting average allowed, 553. I mean, across the board, it's terrible versus left-handed batters. So, yeah, I know Jesse Winker, his data's not great, but this is a pitcher who really struggles versus left-handed batters. They've only had 1 plate appearance against each other since 2018, and it did not result in anything for Jesse Winker. But I do think in this matchup here, he could take advantage and get at least 1 hit off of Max Fried. All right, guys, in the 6th and final prop from today's slate, we're going Yankees-Angels, 9:38 p.m. first pitch. We're going Juan Soto over 1.5 total bases. Again, that from -110 on DraftKings. FanDuel, first appearance of the day for FanDuel. Wow, -125. They finally made it on the board. Of course, it would be a Yankees prop there. Sorry to shit on FanDuel. 6 of his last 10 games, he has cashed the over, averaging 3.1 total bases per game. Surprisingly enough, in 2024, just a 47% hit rate on the over. 26 out of 55 games this year for the Yanks, he's cashed the over. He's averaging 2.18 total bases per game. You see he's had some really big games. But overall, it's okay. But again, it's all about the matchup, folks. And Juan Soto, now, it does show red, but we're talking about a 310 batting average to a 306 batting average versus right-handed pitchers. I wouldn't consider that very red. It's a pretty good stat line there. 287 ISO does increase, and his extra base his percentage slightly increases to 41.7%. But this is all about Griffin Canning of the LA Angels. He's had a little bit of a rough year. 5.05 ERA overall this year, but that gets even worse versus left-handed batters. 5.97 ERA. His batting average allowed jumps from 258 to 307. Slugging percentage, extra base hit percentage, it all increases versus left-handed batters. So the matchup is really good. And when we're talking about left-handed batters, Juan Soto is one of the best in the league. I expect him to take full advantage of this matchup here. And so, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. We are back, like I said. Golf tournaments in the past, vacations in the past. We are now focused on MLB. NBA is obviously coming down to the wire here. Soon we're only going to have one game a day, and it's going to be every couple of days. And we're going to have an extended break, depending on what happens tonight with Timberwolves Mavs. We may not have another NBA game until next week. So we are all in now on MLB. Expect videos close to daily again. Sometimes it may not, depending on what happens with my schedule. But for the most part, expect MLB videos moving forward. Apologies, guys. Still Memorial Day weekend. Had a lot to drink at the golf tournament. Still in recovery mode 48 hours later. But I can't believe the tan I got going on here. I like it a lot. Here we go, guys. Thank you very much as always for watching. I will be back tomorrow, promise, with another MLB Player Prop video. Until then, hope we're all winners, guys. Have a good one.